Alright folks, we're back again, Hero of None here, with another little bit of update with new player stuff. Now I've been doing most of these highlights here without using add-ons. Add-ons, as you noticed in the start of the series here, I turned off when I first came in here. But there is a ton of add-ons that you can be using here. And usually what I recommend doing is take a look at a site like ESOUI.com. I'll put the link down here in the description of the video if I hopefully remember. But the important thing here with this is, one, that you use the add-ons that are there, that you check them, okay? And in addition to that, you also want to make sure that the ones that you grab are not out of date. Most of these here will tell you if they're out of date, but if you grab them, and you notice that they're out of date or something like that, you may have to do something to fix that. Now, I'm actually going to go outside of game for this quick highlight here and show you some stuff here that you may not know about, or what maybe you need to know about as well. Now, what I'm showing here is our current location. You can find most of your add-ons here in your documents, Elder Scrolls Online Live add-ons. As you can see here, you have a whole bunch of these here. Now, they're not going to tell you if they're old right away or not. I've already made a kind of a folder where I store some of my old ones here. But one thing that you want to take a look at when you're downloading some of these, if you're not downloading from someplace like ESOUI.com or someplace that you know and trust, or sometimes even if you download it from there can be exploits that people put out there. Most of the stuff, when you open them up, you can get the information here, right? But you notice that this .lua file here, you can open up with a text pad. If you open with a text pad, you can take a look at it. Now, the reason this is important here is you can go in here, you can do something like Control F, and then look for gold. Found nothing, right? Mail. Found nothing, okay? And the reason that's important is because certain add-ons have been put out there before that will mail all your gold off to somebody. I mean, they're kind of malicious in the way they handle, right? But if you're downloading any type of add-on that's like, you know, you don't exactly trust or you don't exactly know what it might be or something like that, that's where you take a look at it. But you want to take a look at this add-ons folder, and when you get an add-on, you're going to take the entire folder and then drop it in, and it's going to be something like this here. Now notice that these don't have any spaces in the name, and this is going to be matching what you have actually in the game as well, okay? So take a look in here. If you notice as well that when you extract it, like you see this one here is 11/3/2014, 11/3/2014, etc. Anything that's any younger than March 2015, it's probably not going to work for the current 2.0 patch, okay? So take a look at that. Make sure you don't have too many old add-ons. If you do have an old add-on, realize that it may cause errors because certain things in the code have changed. And unfortunately, most people that complain about errors and the game being shit and all that stuff are running a crap ton of add-ons like this that are old and just conflict with the game. So you don't want to get yourself into a situation like that. Alright, back into game here, and as you can see here now, we have an entire list of things we have disabled, okay? And as I mentioned before, we have stuff that's out of date. Now, you can still enable those out of date ones, it's just that they're going to be causing issues, okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and enable a couple of these here that I find useful. I don't recommend anyone in particular to use. You can take a look at my Twitch page. I usually keep it up to date with the add-ons I do use, but you can find a whole bunch of these on there as well. Some of the things I do recommend take a look at is Wicked, WYKKYND. I'll try to put some of the names here in the description if I don't remember. Combat Cloud is a nice one to have. Auto Invite is a good grouping one, but I'm not going to recommend that. Awesome Guild Store is a good one to have if you're going to be visiting a lot of guild stores. Combat Cloud Statistics is another one that Combat Cloud can replace here, but I'm going to leave that on for right now. ESO Head was another good one for a while, but since it's had the most challenges, I don't usually put it on there. But you have other things in here that are kind of useful, like lore books, map coordinates, Lost Treasure, and Sky Shards, which are, if you like to have the immersion feeling of searching and finding these things, you can absolutely use the lore books, map coordinate, Lost Treasures and Sky Shards. If you're simply already got through it and you just want to get through it and you just want to find the items, you can use these. It's not that bad. Another good one is Research Assistant, which will tell me what I need to still research and highlight it so I don't deconstruct it for some reason. And then Sendar here, which will give me an idea of what buffs I still have on myself and what buffs and debuffs I have on the enemies. These are all pretty useful here. And as you see here, I have these checked. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, I'll put Combat Loss Statistics on there as well. Combat Loss Statistics is a good one here to tell you what type of damage you're doing, I should also take a note here. When you're tracking DPS using some of these mods here, you should not be concerned on a few things here, and I'll get into the setup of some of these here in a minute. But one of the things I have to say on DPS, because a lot of people will flaunt it around like it represents their worth in the game. Okay, it absolutely matters that what your DPS is, but it matters to you. It does not matter to what the other guy is doing, okay? The other guy could be doing a lot of abilities that take advantage of the stuff that you're doing. It can have he could be using something like he could have a faster connection than you. He could be doing a lot better of an animation canceling than you. And all these different things here that will simply negate whatever DPS you're doing. Yes, your DPS is important, but you should be focusing on what your damage is and then how to improve upon that damage. Don't worry about the other guys. Just worry about yourself. That's one of the most important things I can say about the whole damage tracking thing, okay? So now that we got some of these things here loaded, we're going to reload UI. And it's going to take us into a loading screen and come back. Now, this is going to take a little while for it to load up, process all those add-ons, and okay, now we see them, okay? Now, if you want to edit some of these, right now you don't see it because I have my my little chat window here blocked off, but you just hit enter, and sometimes you can click on some of these and you can start moving them around here. You just got to figure out where to click on some of these to move them. Like this one here, I can move up. This one up here, I can move down. Those are still sitting down there. I'm going to move this one over here. I got to figure out where to move this one through. Okay, there we go. Put this up in the little right-hand corner. And now we can get some of this other stuff here. Now, there are other things that are still here, but not being shown, right? Like, I put Combat Cloud on, but it's not going to show any of the things here. I just to show it, I'll put on a quick restoration staff. Combat Cloud should be working at this point. Probably not because I'm not taking damage. Alright, let's jump down here. Fail stream is fail. Alright, some of that's not working right now. I'll probably have to go into settings, actually, which is a good way to show it. Now, when you actually start using add-ons, you notice the add-on settings will show up, okay? And with this, you can go down in here. And in combat only. That's why it's not working here. This will now show all this stuff here if I... See, now we're getting some of it. Now, these numbers here are hidden, right? You don't see them. You don't see a bar here to move or anything like that. Now, you go back into settings here. Add-on settings. You go to unlock, and oh look, you get all the stuff here. And I'm going to just kind of move this over here, move this over here. If I don't hit off on that, when I go out of here, I can still move these around, so I can get these used to, you know, a little bit closer to what I'm supposed to be doing on this, right? So I want to move this down here or something. Move this over a little bit more. Okay, maybe my resources down here, maybe. And hey, I want to have my alerts over here. I don't want to have it blocking my screen. So you can modify and like move these around depending on what settings and what features they put in here. And then when I'm done, hit unlock. Okay. Now, addition to that, you have a whole lot of formatting options they usually give you with these things too. Now, you can go through each one of these here and modify it how you feel you need to modify it, and like see, you get like little map icons and pins for this stuff. Research assistance. Sendars, showing you like the different buffs and all this other stuff here. Now, if you look at some of my other videos, you may wonder, like, why do you have this here, and why do you have the numbers to it as well? And this stuff here is kind of what you use to do it. And you can really do a lot of stuff on top of all this stuff here. And the other good thing is with a lot of these, they also give you abilities to set as a default, load a system default, and set preferences across all of your characters. Another thing that somebody was asking before is, like, how do you do full immersion? Like, how do you don my helmet in time of war and sheath my weapon, and then how do I hide all the add-on stuff here if I don't want to have it in, like, it's breaking my immersions or something like that? Or what if I want to have subtitles? And what other one of the subtitles, like right here under all this stuff? Compass options, enable compass tweaks. You can do all this stuff here with add-ons, okay? There's a whole bunch you can do. I'm not going to make a whole video on like every single thing that you can do with this stuff here. I probably should go back in there and change that a little bit. There we go, go. Full immersion. There we go. But now I've changed the look of the game here. Just to show a few things out here. Notice I didn't have these lore books and these sky shards sitting up here before. Now I have all of them. I can see where to go, where to get this, and all that other stuff there. It's a little bit immersion breaking, but it can be very helpful for you if you're trying to find certain areas or something else like that, or you want a little bit of extra helping hand. The add-ons, the other add-ons here that I've mentioned before, like the combat loss statistics here, are very helpful in letting you know certain things, like what's the experience points, what attack just hit me, what was my heals per second, and all that stuff. What was the total time that we had that fight or something like that. Combat loss statistics, just to show that off as well. As you can see, it shows like enter combat, and it gives you other useful information on, like, look at that, low stamina. And tells me that, hey, you're running out of stamina there. You better do something about it. Drink a potion or something else like that. So again, you have a lot of add-ons out there. I encourage you guys to take a look at it. I don't endorse any single one of them being better than the others. I do recommend taking a look at them because again, they're always changing with each and every update. So take a look at them, see what you like, see if there's something that you like better or more for some of this. And hey, it's up to you guys. Just take a look and see.